At Blackfoot Communications, our mission is to connect people, businesses, and communities, bringing a world-class fiber network to homes, communities, and businesses of all sizes ensures Montanans have access to fast, reliable, and secure internet and phone services. Are you ready for fiber internet? To find out if fiber is coming to your area, visit goblackfoot.com/readyforfiber. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications.
Coach Vigen, looked like you got things buttoned up a little bit more in that second half. Make a lot of adjustments, or just how'd that go?
Well, I think we their drives in that first half. Credit to a couple of their playmakers for sure, but we made some untimely penalties. So I think it was really just dialing a few things on defense. Offensively, they're all down in there, so it was a matter of, what can we do to break free? I know Sean had the long run. Jared had the long run. In particular, sometimes it doesn't have to be a pass over the top. It's just a run that can split them, and we did that a couple times. So, no, I think our guys, there was no panic. And you just you stay with it. You move forward. Dwell on it was 17-14 and a half, and we were in a game, and that was good. It was good for us to get tested today.
Yeah, great effort again in terms of rushing the football. Over 300 yards again. A couple of big runs there, but offensive line, your receivers, and running backs all around. Yeah, we're blocking well, and we were a little banged up at running back. I think that was fair to say. Scott Trey didn't play. Julius a little banged up, but next man up. Jared had the big run at the end. I know Elijah had a big run in there, and then Sean had the long run. So and then the obvious credit continues to go to those guys up front, the tight ends included in that.
From what you could see, what do you think of McCade in his first start?
Well, I think I spoke to it. I think we see McCade as a starter, so him going out there the first play, quite frankly, doesn't matter to me a whole lot. But I think what happened in there, Nolan, he gets pulled out, and then Cole Bullock has to step in because Danny's not up till that second half. So, continuing to build depth in that room is something that we need. We want to, get away from these targeting calls that we've had in consecutive weeks. But no, McCade's all over the place. He's doing a great job right now of just playing hard, and they got some really good skill. So we missed tackles today, and we'll look at that. We did not tackle well, but I think, you got to give a dose of credit to the kids that they have running the football. So, yeah, I guess did I answer your question? Yeah.
And then that was my next question, I guess. What do you think of the contain of Dante and Craig that they had?
Yeah, it was hit and miss. Definitely. I think. And quite, honestly, you expect them to make some plays. You just don't want to give up the big one. I know we gave up 2 longer touchdowns to Sasha Ray, and then we couldn't tackle. Was it Quincy Craig? He's at 17. We couldn't tackle him to save our lives. So they're good players. So I think that's the thing you look at. Good players in space force you to do things a little bit better than we did today, honestly. And then I think we did a better job in the second half, but, I think credit goes to them, and then we got to just get better in those space situations where we're facing some good backs.
Can you talk about just the tight ends? 2 touchdowns from Derryk. Pickering had 55 yards, so just what you saw from them the past 2 games especially. Yeah,
I think conscious effort to get them more involved. The way teams play us, they're, if you want to pile it in there, those 2 are both good to get on the perimeter. Most of those pass plays were of that nature where you essentially kind of suck the defense in and you get Derryk or Trayton loose on, a little short pass, and then they can run with it. So, I think that's part of our offense that didn't show up a lot those first couple games, but I think we'll continue to because those 2 guys need to touch the ball, and it was good to see them, to do it today.
I think that 2 of the penalties, including the targeting, would have turned into, or punts turned into points for them. I guess how did you feel about the penalties in general in this game?
Well, it is the nature of our game right now. In the letter of the law is the letter of the law as far as how it's officiated. We get another booth review targeting, and that was on a slide. I think that's very hard very hard for a defensive player to reconcile that in a split second against a running quarterback that's in some ways carving us up. So I'll look at the film, but I said it last week, I believe. I mean, targeting has made our game safer. That call has made our game safer, and that's probably the bottom line. So for me to sit up here and get too worked up about it, but I know our guys are playing hard. I think there's no intent with it. I know they're roughing the passer. Same thing. You can't touch a quarterback in the head. You can't do it. And I think we did on that play. And we throw in a pass interference in that sequence or whatever it was, and that was a rough stretch for us.
Just defensively, I mean, it seemed like otherwise there was a lot of pressure, a couple picks. How did you just feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of good and mixed in with some plays where we just didn't tackle well enough, and then we don't play the ball well enough on the double pass at the end. We were right there. We don't make a play, but I told Coach Barnum, they got good players. I think there's a reason that happened today is because they got some good players and they compete. I think we took a good shot from them, and that's what you walk away and say, we took a good shot, we opened up the lead in the second half, we prevailed, and now we move on.
You guys got going really well in the second half, running the ball. I think you had 232 in the second, 83 in the first, or whatever. Was there something you guys saw out there, or what do you think sparked that?
No, I think it was things we probably missed in the first half more than it was changing anything. We didn't score a touchdown. We were inside the 5. We had to kick a field goal. That was 21-yard field goal. That was disappointing that we didn't punch it in there. And we missed. We made some we made some plays in the passing game. We missed a few. We missed Jared, wide open down the middle. Among maybe a couple more. So, no, I think it was just all right. Some things we've been close on. Let's stick with it. O-line, keep blocking the way you are, and running backs hit it the way you're supposed to, and we'll see how it goes in the second half.
Did you feel like Ty played in his first game?
It was great to get him out there. I know it's been a long time coming. I think he did a few things. He didn't field that punt real well, but then I think he flashed his speed in a hurry once he did field it. I think he made. He's got 2 catches on here. I know there was one that was he adjusted pretty well down the sideline. I think his speed showed up. I know their kid made a really good play early in the game on a go route. But no, I think we'll continue to implement him more and more. We were trying to limit him in some way today, but bye week, into that next game, he should be full go.
Coach, that drive in the second quarter, 4th and goal inside the 5-yard line. Just curious, what went into the decision behind kicking the field goal versus going for it?
Well, we went backwards on 3rd down. I think we were third and I think we were at the 2. We go backwards. Want to get the points. 4th and inside the 2 in that situation. We maybe go for that, but when we went backwards on 3rd down, it wasn't I didn't think twice about it, honestly.
How'd you feel like Brendan and the whole special teams unit kind of responded after that first PAT?
Yeah, well, Tommy's been so rock solid, for him to have that snap. He's confident in himself to bounce back, and I thought Brendan did a good job. And they put some pressure on our punts today, and we got him off. Ultimately, we only had to punt twice, but, I thought Brennan's responded well. I mean, we have to kick from the 20 on that one. He gets it right down to the 1. We cover it real well. So I thought Brendan had a real solid effort.
Just how do games like this kind of illustrate just how hard it can be sometimes to win games against tough opponents, even at home, with that first half? I think we're in a position with our success that we're going to get everybody's best shot, and that's the reality of it. And you can tell your guys that all week, and they got good players, and we're going to get their best shot. But ultimately, until things start happening and the game unfolds, you don't know how it's going to play out. So, and every game is its own deal, and every game is not going to be perfect. Every sequence in the games is not going to go exactly how you want it to. So how do you continue to respond when things go well and then things don't go your way is what we got to be about, forward thinking. And so I thought, you look at that game, the positive I'm going to take from it is
we dealt with some stuff today. We dealt with some stuff. We overcame some stuff, and got the win. And heading into a well-timed for us bye week right now.
Coaches, can you also talk about every team's different? You can establish a new identity. What do you think this team's identity is so far going this year?
Yeah, I think we are capable of playing the brand of football on a regular basis the way we want to, and that's playing fast and really being physical, and that's been our, that's been what we've wanted to be about, and each week provides its own test. I think a day like today, you develop a little bit more character, which I think we have a lot of character right now, and I think there was no panic. We were down in that game, and then we were only up 3 at halftime, but I think there's a relative confidence within this team that we stay after, we do the things we've been coached to do, and we trust one another. We're going to find a way.
All good?
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, Brent.
Nice job.
He's got 2 thumbs down on the tight end.
DUI is a serious charge, and the process can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. I'm attorney Dave Maldonado, and I have the experience and knowledge necessary to effectively represent you and make the situation manageable. Visit BigSkyDefender.com today.
How did it feel to get in the end zone for the first 2 times this season?
Yeah, it felt good. You see trading with those 2 last week, and then I had 2 this week. So it felt pretty good for the tight ends.
A lot of yards after the catch, both for you and him over the last couple weeks as well. What do you guys, attribute that to? Is that just some big time workouts in the off season, or what does it attribute to?
Oh, that's just putting in the effort. You want to be doing those great things for your team, and that just comes down to effort. I think Coach Walker gets us right with finishing, and we always talk about finishing, and that's what we did in the second half too as a team, and we went out there and did what we wanted to do and came out with the dub successful. So
Great to have you in the end zone, just like you did with him last week. You mentioned,
Yeah, we just have that bond, that tight love for each other, and we want to see each other succeed, and when it's like that, you have a lot of fun on the field. So
does everything mean a little bit more in your 6th year?
Definitely, yeah. You got to think about it a little bit, and it's kind of bittersweet, coming down to the wire. I only got a couple more games left at home, and so you just got to soak everything in. So
what's it like having Chambers at quarterback, leading the team over the last 3 games, and then his ability to make plays happen when negative plays seem like they're going to happen?
Yeah, he's been doing great. Obviously we missed Tommy, but Sean stepping in and doing what he can for a team. He's a dog. So we just got to keep rolling with him until whatever happens, and just excited for him too. So.
Some big plays in the run game today. I guess how effective were you guys in the offensive line at opening up holes for Elijah and Sean and Jared and all those guys?
Yeah, that's a testament to the O-line. They're always working their butt off, and whenever we're doing a drill in practice, you can see them just going 100%. And Coach Al's getting them right too, and just really appreciative of the line up there. So.
How'd you feel like having a tie back? How'd you feel like he played?
Yeah, Ty played great. I think a couple punt returns I thought he could have got loose more, but no, he did great though coming back, and just really excited and happy to see him out on the field. So,
as a punt returner yourself, do you give him any pointers about that?
Oh no, I try to give myself some pointers. Give myself some pointers. He's super speedy, super fast, so it's nice having him back. So.
And on your first catch, I think you were right by the end zone, and it looked like you were kind of trying to, in between, like juking or hurdling there. Take me through that play a little bit.
Yeah, just try to get the ball across my body, and then right when I looked up, there was a dude in my face, and I just didn't know what to do really, and then just tried to jump over him. So I didn't want to get my knees taken out, so tried a little savior, a little hurdle. So
yeah, did that touchdown feel extra good that it happened after you were close on that other play?
Yeah, it was kind of a sigh of relief. I kind of just fell in, and it's like, oh, thank goodness it was a touchdown. So.
You said you get every team's best in this conference. Every single game, they're going to give you your best. Is that how you guys feel as players?
Yes, definitely. I think Coach Vigen preaches that no matter what happens. Obviously we're coming off that 40-0 win against Weber. It doesn't mean anything if we don't win this game. I think that we had to prove ourselves this week, and the first half I don't think we had that mentality, and then we came in the second half and had to prove something. So
both of Trayton's touchdowns last week were the same play. Yours were from the same distance, looked very similar. Were they the same play?
I don't think they were. I think one of them, it was actually a missed call on the field. So just surprised that we actually ran it well and ended up in a touchdown. So
what was the kind of the message or the mood like at halftime with being a 3-point game at that point?
It was all calm. I think Coach Vigen came in and just did what he needed to do and got us ready, and we just stayed focused on the goal, and we went out and executed.
I'm sure you guys knew that team was going to be tough coming in, but how now that you played them, how would you kind of judge them or evaluate them?
Yeah, no, they're really good. I think that they have some dudes on their team, and they'll do well in this conference this year. And yeah, not much else. Good team.
Did John's interception give you guys some momentum at the half?
Who? Sorry?
The interception right before half.
I think a little bit, yeah. It gave us a little hope, and walked in there and had our heads high a little bit. So.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Town Pump. Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Anything else for Derryk? Thanks, Derryk.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Derryk.
Yeah.
All right, questions for Brody?
I guess just individually, is that your best game as a Bobcat, or up there on your best games?
Probably. Did pretty well on pass rush today. Quite a few plays came my way. So I was just doing whatever I could to try to get in on plays and help the defense.
Yeah, how tough is that to have so many positive plays, but then they also are getting some gash plays, and they're getting to continue their drives with some penalties and things like that?
It's frustrating at times, but at the end of the day, they switched their game plan a lot. They came in pretty run-heavy team, and we shut their run out right away. And they had to change up what they were doing. They were doing a lot of draws. They'd get us wide out and try to gash us up the middle, throwing screens, things like that, just to change it up a little bit. But I thought we did pretty well. If they're doing stuff like that, they respect our rush and our D-line. So at the end of the day, that's a compliment to the D-line if they're doing that.
Brody, you guys contained Dante pretty well, especially in the second half. Numbers may not say in the first half, but was it a little bit of a switch up in scheme from you guys, or less aggressive on the pass rush to kind of contain him in the pocket?
Yeah, we had some plans coming in. He's an athletic guy, he's a slippery guy in the pocket. So we were doing our best just to kind of corral him in there as much as we could. And we kept them in there at times, and at times we let him get out of the pocket. And come Monday, we'll be looking at the film, and we'll be just trying to get better, because we're going to have to face athletic quarterbacks down the line.
Can you go through the play where Ryland got the interception? I think you might have hit the quarterback right about when you threw.
Yeah, I just had an outside rush, beat the guy pretty clean, came around the edge. He was winding up to throw. He had it ball back, and got my left hand on it and just made him throw it straight up in the air, basically, and allowed Ryland to come back and make a play on the ball.
I feel like after last season you got close to the quarterback so many times, or had some good rushes but didn't get the sacks. Is it gratifying to finally get some of those numbers now?
Yeah, all off season, me and Coach Howe and Coach Bapp and the rest of the defense, I'd talk to him and we'd be like this. I'm this close away from 12 sacks last year probably, and I've been trying to cut down those inches all off season, and it's paying off all the work that I put in, and just blessed to be playing as well as I am right now.
seemed like both Blakes, but especially Blake Schmidt in the first half. They were in the backfield constantly. How did you feel like, especially Blake Schmidt played?
He's a force, man. He fits base down. He's knocking the center 3 yards in the backfield. I mean, they got to double team him. We knew coming in that this O-line didn't necessarily work together as well as some of the O-lines we went against. They're athletic O-line, but they come off rub doubles pretty quick. So we knew if he'd get hands on that center, that guard came off, he'd be in the backfield ready to make a play. And I mean, first play of the game, he's in and on a TFL. And I mean, that's a big momentum boost. And then, yeah, I mean, a few plays after that, they decided that they didn't really want to run the ball too much on the inside. It was all going to the outside.
With how he plays, does that nickname fit him pretty well?
I don't even, which one? He's got a lot of nicknames.
I think it's the Khabib.
The FG, oh, Khabib, yeah. He's an animal. He plays his guts out. He doesn't necessarily get all the stats and the glory that like I get from getting sacks and stuff like that, because he comes off the field a lot of the time on third and longs. But he's one of the reasons that we get to go out there and rush on third down. If he's up in the middle, being disruptive, that gives us a chance on third down to go out there and make some plays.
How confident were you guys still at halftime, even though you only had a 3-point lead?
At halftime, we were a bit frustrated, obviously, but we knew that a lot of the stuff that they were getting going was our fault. We had some penalties. I had a roughing the passer that was pretty stupid, and my own fault, and allowed them to move the change. Then we had a pass interference call. It's just the way it goes, but we got to bow up when we get down there in the red zone and keep them out of the end zone right before half, when that's a pivotal time, going into half and coming out of half.
You guys, 23 straight home wins. You've lost one Big Sky game, I think, under Vigen. What is kind of some of the little things, more subtle things, I guess, to key that success? That much success over a long period of time.
Every week, we go in and we try to take the things that we did well the week before, learn from them, take the things that we did bad, learn from it, and then flush it, because every week we're going to be playing a team in the Big Sky that's pretty talented. I mean, there's 10 teams deep in the Big Sky that can go out there and play and give us a run for our money every week. Just because we beat Weber State last week doesn't mean that Portland State's going to come up here and roll over for us. So we know every week that we're going to have to bring our best, because they know that we're at the top and they're going to want to beat us, take us down, because that's a good story for them. So, just try to get better every week, and don't let the past or the future deter or take us off our path.
How do you guys manage the target on your back in this conference?
I would say we just don't really think about it. Just go about our business. We say it all the time. It's about us. It's not about who's coming up here. If it's Portland State or if it's the Grizz or whoever, it's about us, how we play. That's going to determine if we win or lose.
All good. I got one question, real quick. Sorry. Can you talk about the last couple of weeks with the targetings, and how frustrating is it for you guys defensively? Just with that, can you just talk about that? Not the individual calls themselves, but you guys have a limited amount of games that you're playing in your college career. Is it frustrating to when that kind of stuff happens? Obviously it is, but I mean, can you touch on it?
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. At the end of the day, we got to protect the guys out there. It's a physical sport. We all know that. But we're flying in. We're going after the ball, and things happen sometimes. And it's frustrating when guys have to sit out. I had to deal with it last year. But you just got to be smart with it and come back and be ready to play when you get your next chance. Because, we don't have a ton of games every season. And if we're winning by a lot, I haven't played in the second half a few times this year. So it's not like we're getting a ton of at-bats.
I assume it doesn't make you play softer, though.
Nah, I'm going to go out there and fly around and, stick my head in there and go make some plays. But, you just got to be careful. You got to be smart. So.
Thanks, Brody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brody.
Thank you, guys.